Welcome to my life as an NPC. I am Scythe, and today we're going to do that one thing that I did quite some while ago, and we're going to do it again because I have finally finished, not only finished College Kings 2, but I also played through every possible timeline, so to speak. So right here in front of me we have the tier list of all the characters that I used in College Kings 1. And let's rank them according to what I think of them now. And right after that, I'm also going to put them in compare the two seasons and see how my opinion of the characters have changed. That is my personal thing. That's what I like to do, see how things change. And so, well, I'll show you in the end of the video. So let's see here. First we have Amber, and well, we didn't get too much on her, honestly, in this season. She's still cool, but in something that was quite obvious for just about every character is that most of the girls that did not want to end up in a relationship is possible to end up in a relationship with. And she shows that she really has a new hobby, and which is something I like. If there's something I like, it's a person with a lot of character, and with that I mean someone that has a distinct hobby that is kind of unique to them. It doesn't really matter what it is, as long as they enjoy doing it. And Amber do have that, and she enjoys detective stuff. And if you're peek through her belongings, you've seen that she really does enjoy being bad cop, bad bandit, good bandit, or whatever you might call that. But let's see here, Amber, she's always awesome, but I'm going to put her it's A tier, and she's not S tier because there's only one, maybe two people in my life, in this life, that is S tier, and if you have been keeping track, you probably already know. But I think I will keep Amber up here in A tier. Aubrey, and she is really going up the ladder here. Sure, she was cool and funny to hang with, and she really enjoys sex and things like that. But now we get to see a softer side of her, which is really nice. Not on the softer side, but quite an insecure side. So she's not all cool and bravado and nothing can hurt her. She's actually quite vulnerable, however you say that, whenever she needs to be, and she is okay with opening up to you. So she's actually going to be A tier as well, and I'm going to put her above Amber, unfortunately. And Autumn, well, she's still kind of aloof, still kind of weird, but we learn a lot about her in this season, episode, whatever you want to call it. For example, that she's asexual, but she likes you, and she is willing to find out what sex is like, and she wants to give you that chance. Maybe I misplayed it, but when I was playing through the Autumn timeline, I didn't get to have sex with her, and there is no anything in the gallery with that. So I'm assuming it might end up in the pool party, which will be out during the fall. But Autumn, I'm actually going to put her. Is she B tier? I'm going to put her in C tier for now, until I find someone that I like even less. I don't dislike her, but she's not in the top 3, basically. And Cameron, this asshole. Yes, he's always going to be a dick, but he is also lightening up. When you show him that you can be trusted, that you really do care about his little sister, his poor, sweet, something, whatever. Samantha, he decides to lighten up, and he's actually starting to become sort of a friend. He's not your enemy anymore, please, but he's still a complete dick. So I'm going to put him I'm going to put him in D tier, actually. And Chloe. Yes, Chloe. Honestly, I believe she has dropped a couple of rankings in my opinion. And that is because, first of all, if you remember from Season 1, if you played that is, because I didn't play it for you guys. But if you remember, during the Europe trip, she tells you that she can only stay in school thanks to a scholarship that lets her, as long as she's the president of the Chicks, she doesn't have to pay in tuition. And I was thinking that's a weird scholarship. I mean that honestly just means that anyone can vote you out of the island. So I thought that was weird. And now in Season 2, it turns out that not only does she want to remove the tuition for all of the Chicks so that she can stay president, but we also find out, once we play her timeline, that this president scholarship didn't exist until she started going to San Vallejo College, meaning that she somehow had a role in making her stay there free. And I mean, you gotta love a person that can really fight for themselves and things like that. But she's manipulative. She doesn't really care about anyone else as long as she stays on top, which means that I don't really like her anymore. Yeah, I think it was Nora and probably someone else that was saying, yeah, this is exactly what she does. What did you expect? So she's dropping a few ranks for me. I'm going to put her in C tier. And obviously I like Autumn better, but they are she's like between B and C right now. So for the moment she's going to stay in C tier. Chris. He's a pathetic piece of shit. Yeah, so he wants Chloe to stay president because presidents gotta stick together and things like that. But we also find out that he's been cheating on Nora, and even if I don't personally care about that because this happened before the game started and things like that, once he lets you know that this is something that he did, he has completely folds and he's just a pathetic leader. He's not barely even a good guy anymore. He's just apathetic through and through. So I don't really like him anymore. I might... Yeah, we're going to do like this. You drop down there, you down there, and you up here. There we go. And this will be it for now. And let's see, Elijah. He had like 2 or 3 scenes. 2 scenes, I believe. When you meet his hot mama, and which I had one crazy laugh at. You
Oh my God, no, Imre! Oh, don't say it like that ever again.
But yeah, you meet his when you meet his mother. And when he's interviewing, let's see, Chloe and Lindsay. So if you play those few things, you'll get to know that not only is he kind of a doofus that doesn't know what he's doing, he's kind of an elitist and that wants things to stay status quo. And that I'm all against that personally, but not only that, he's quite an incel that says, hey, if you fuck me, I'll let you be on the front cover, baby. And then he can't keep it in his pants and comes all over himself. Yep, so he's kind of a pathetic piece of shit. But it's not... Yeah, might be just below Cameron, honestly, because Cameron is getting better, in my opinion. Emily, now she kind of neutral, honestly. She really has this whole ex-girlfriend kind of vibe to her. Yeah, she exists and she's in your presence, but you don't really care about her. And sure, you can still sext her and say that you love her and things like that, but she doesn't really mean anything, now does she? That's my opinion of her anyway. I have an ex that I'm still friends with, and I don't treat her like that, but obviously Emily here, don't really care about her, so where do we put her? F tier is not correct, because F tier is for pure evil characters, but let's put her in C tier, because I don't have either good nor bad feelings about her. Evelyn, what's her name? Yes. She doesn't make an appearance in this season, so is there any way to get rid of her? Nope, she's just gonna stay there. Evelyn did not make an appearance, so we can't judge her in this season. Grayson, now let's see here. Grayson. Oh right, I didn't play that much in the Apes. But he's still... Oh, now I remember. When you play the Samantha timeline, you get to see a lot of Grayson. And honestly, his report with Samantha kind of feels like they are going to end up together in a future that is bad. But yeah, the way he treats Samantha and the way he treats Chloe for that matter, and just the people around him in general, is complete shit. He's always going to be F tier. I believe he's always going to be F tier. Oh, my throat. Imre is still a sexomaniac, nymphomaniac, something like that anyway. And let's see here. But he does go on a date with Karen. Only reason I remember her name is because she's a Karen. Not in the game, but that's how I remember her. But which goes to show not only does he actually have some kind of personality, which we see in that episode, and in all the scenes with him together with Chris, but he also wants to find his one true love, basically. So he's growing on me. He's still a bit of a dick, but you know, the good kind of dick. That's a friendly dick. Unlike Cameron, that is just he's a dick. So I'm going to put him in B tier. And this dude, Josh, we didn't see anything of him in this episode, so we're not gonna rank him. Julia, well, she's mysterious. We only see her in the beginning of the episode, and then she says goodbye and doesn't show up anymore. So I'm actually not going to rank her. Because oh my god, I was doing jumping jacks and my lord, growl exercises. And it's really starting to hurt my throat now that I'm talking. Oh my god. But yeah, I'm not gonna rank Julia, because she doesn't make any appearance in this episode other than say I'm going to be gone this entire episode. Yeah. My god, my throat hurts. I don't know if you have this in your country, but Puffersing can buy it in any local store, and you just lessens the pain in your throat. Should have been proactive with it, however. Yeah, I was doing growling exercises, and I think I overdid it, because I was starting to growl together with some of the awesome songs that I'm listening to. And I'm still bad at it, and my end goal is not to actually be a growler, not to get a deeper voice. I'm not sure if that's going to help though. But yeah, so my throat hurts like fuck. Kim, not gonna vote on her because we didn't see her at all in this episode. Lauren. Yes. Now, Lauren is a bit of a conundrum, honestly. Because, yeah, she's really starting to open up herself to the world. She's willing to explore herself, and if you end up in a relationship with her, she wants to share those experiences with you. And she also reignites one of her old passions, which is designing clothes, which is kind of cool, honestly. But I don't feel like she was a good top tier person thanks to that, but she's still a good person, and I like her for that. So I'm going to put her up there in B tier. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to hurt you. My God, my throat hurts. Then we have Lindsay. And Lindsay is actually a lot of fun in this episode. In the sense that you get to help her fix money for her presidency, and you can choose how to sell that car, and depending on a few things, you know, that was fun, and you get to learn a lot about her. And let's see here, then you also invite her, she invites you to play a few games with a couple of friends of hers for the presidency. There's a lot of presidency oriented things with Lindsay this season. But obviously, that's what she and Chloe is all about right now. But yeah, she is a good person that really wants to help others. However, I'm still worried that she's only doing this because she's sad about her mom dying in the first episode and things like that. But she's still a good person. So I'm going to put her either B or C. Oh no, she's obviously better than all of these, so she's in B. Mr. Lee, we don't see a lot of him, unfortunately. He was one of the top tiers in the season 1 because he's just an awesome character. We don't really we see him in one scene when he tells, no, 2 scenes. Kind of unfortunate we didn't see any more of him in this season. Maybe in the pool party. Hopefully not in the pool. Oh my God, my throat. No, I'm not gonna rank him because we didn't see anything of him this time. And Miss Rose, she, we find out that she is actually trying to have a relationship with you. She's not just interested in fucking one of her students. She actually wants a relationship with you, which is something I did not expect, honestly. So that's kind of cool. But however, she is aware of the fact that she's much older than you are, and she's feeling very bad about the fact that she drugged you in the season 1, which can come back to bite you in the ass in season 2, during the pool party most likely. So she is very apologetic about that. But then she also takes you on a proper real date, which I really do enjoy. Not the date per se, but the fact that she actually considers you dating material. That's cool. I never really liked the teacher-student kind of thing because it feels like betrayal, in my opinion. But you can clearly see that she's not in it just for the sex. She actually wants a relationship with you. So I'm going to put her quite high. Let's see here. Around here, between Chris and Autumn. No, before Autumn as well. There we go. And so that's how I put her. And Nora. Well, we didn't see quite a lot of her because she was AWOL in the first half of the episode. But she is really trying to figure herself out. And unfortunately, that means that she wants to end up with you. Which is something I really think she should just be single for for a while right now. I'm saying this from experience. When you've been together with someone as long as she has, and you suddenly just end it, you really need to stay away from all kind of romantic relationships, in my opinion. Having a thing here and there might be a good thing, but you cannot replace your old relationship with a new one just because you have feelings for them. You have to for a new guy, you have to stay away. So I'm feeling a bit sad for her, but she is also strong. She's the VP for Lindsay, and let's see here. She doesn't want the frat houses and things like that to be shut down. So she's a powder keg, and she loves to be a mother. A lot of good qualities there. And not that I want to be a parent myself, and I'm actually I'm on a couple of dating sites myself, and I usually click what is it? Swipe left. Whenever someone says I want to have kids in the future, and yeah, not my style. And so I'm going to put her up here at B tier. And then we have Penelope. Now, I'm not going to do anything about that. I might be biased or based or whatever all that shit is called, but Penelope, I love her. She needs to stay up there, and she's so cute and adorable, and she helps you find Nora, and she doesn't take shit from the other patrons at the restaurant that you're visiting, and she's good friends with just about everyone, and and the date with her was also quite amazing. However, I mentioned in that episode that I figured out how to get good ending for that date. Once I started replaying the whole entire game like 5 or 6 times, I've noticed that I was wrong. So whatever I said in that episode is not correct. And I do not know how to get the perfect date on the carnival. But yeah, Penelope just straight up to the top. There's no doubt about it. I love Penelope. And then we have Riley. Yeah, she is good. And yeah, not only is she your best friend, she wants to be in a throuple, a 3-person couple, together with you and Aubrey. And she, well, if you play the game and you say that, yes, Charlie did change the way I think about things, then she will come straight out and say, yeah, I'm in love with both you and Aubrey. Would you like being in a throuple? Would you like to be in a couple with both of us? And yeah, so she is up and honest with that one. And then she tries to get Aubrey to think the same way. A bit sneaky, but when it comes to sensitive subjects like this, you have to be sneaky. You can't just throw it at them. You have to teach the people around you, and show them that this is the way I want to live life, and things like that. But yes, Riley, straight up, just a perfect friend, and amazing person. I'm actually going to put her in S tier as well, but she's obviously going to be below Penelope. no one tops Penelope. It's that simple. All right, we don't have Jenny here. I should add Jenny as well. And then we have Ryan. And let's see, do we see... No, we don't see that much of Ryan, honestly. He's just sleeping and doing whatever Grayson is telling him to do. So he's going to drop a couple of tiers because of that. Oh yeah, and when the principal shoots you out because you were leaking pictures of Chloe and things like that, and if you choose not to leak those pictures, Ryan will shoo you out, which means that he is just a bad character. He's not good. stupid virgin. Virgins are not stupid, just stupid. Ryan is just stupid. Ryan, a stupid virgin. Meh. So he's going to be... Well, yeah. He's actually going to be F tier. He totally dropped there. Yeah. And Samantha. Well, we don't see a lot of her, honestly. We get when we get to the bar, she just complains about her brother, and if you are with the wolves, no, with the apes, we get to see her drink and sing, and we get to help her decide whether or not she should stay on the drugs or not, things like that. And then suddenly she moves out. So we don't have a lot to go on her, but she wants to be better. She wants to improve. She doesn't want to be a drug addict anymore. She wants to live a good life. So I'm actually going to put her here, in between Autumn and Chris. Yeah. And then we have 5 people here that we did not put in earlier, but I'm also going to put in Jenny. Let's see, can I add Jenny somehow? Can't put in Jenny. So I'm just going to do this impromptu, or whatever it's called. Jenny is cool. We get to... apparently she was... it was Penelope's goal to get you and Jenny to get together. And if that's successful, if that is successful, then all great. Jenny wants to be with you. She's a great gal. She knows Chloe, however, and so there's a chance that she has a few bad sides to her. But she's also friend with Penelope, so she has a couple of good sides as well. But when you're out on the bar with Penelope and Jenny, you have a lot of fun together. She's a really rowdy, funny gal, and when you're on the when you're doing the massage, being a masseuse, she pretty much says, "Hey, gotta make out with them." She's not a bully, but kind of forceful. So I'm going to put Jenny right between Samantha and Chris here, actually. Yeah, I'm going to update this in edit, but yeah, she's gonna be moved in right here. And that is my list for College Kings 2. And now I'm actually going to go to Röda Goblinen, a story that I showed you guys in a previous video when I was unboxing Digimon cards. I'm actually going there and going to play some Digimon. Yeah. Finally have a couple of people that will play with us, so hopefully we can start having tournaments there in a couple of months or so. That would be awesome. But what do you think? Who should be... is there someone that's far down that should be higher up, or is it someone high up that should be put further down? You tell me. Write down in the comments, and yeah. I really enjoy this game. I'm obviously going to get College Kings to Pool Party, and you let me know what timeline do you want me to play there. I'm honestly just going to thinking about playing Penelope, but trying to get Riley Aubrey would be interesting to see, because there's a lot of dynamic there that can go wrong. So that's an interesting viewpoint. I'm not all too interested in Chloe anymore, because first of all there's a lot of other people already playing Chloe timeline, but she's kind of basic to be honest. But you know, write down in the comments what you think I should do when Pool Party comes out, and remember, just because you're not the main character doesn't mean you're not important. Goodbye everyone.